Hello everybody, it is Emery48 here, and today's video is on Star Wars short stories. All three of the short stories in this video are from the Legends timeline. We start with Restraint by James Lucchino. I found this book in Shadowhunter Star Wars Darth Maul, which was $9. It was just at the end, and I figured I was going to read this book at some point down the line anyway, so might as well pick it up to get the short story now. It takes place in 39 BBY, which is 1 year after Master and Apprentice. Maul is being chased by Melch, Krakow, Hubnuts, and Fretch. They are trying to capture Maul, not kill him. This was a training session for Maul overseen by Trezza. Maul had to hide his Force abilities. He is learning from Sidious. This group is simply training him to be a warrior, but do not know about the Sith. Maul is getting tired of keeping his Force abilities hidden. During the drill, Maul utilized the same style of jump Obi-Wan used during Episode 1 to slice Maul. Trezza is the only one at the facility that knows Maul is strong in the Force. Trezza also knows Maul has reason to keep that a secret for the time being. Sidious is very mad at Maul for revealing his powers in the Force too early. Jedi could come and observe Trezza's famous training, which would ruin all of Sidious and Maul have worked towards in secrecy. Maul has been training with Trezza on Orsis. Sidious said Maul may become his apprentice one day. Sidious tossed Maul a lightsaber so they could duel. Maul talked to two female trainees at Trezza's training facility, Kalindi Matako and Darlene. Maul is set to attempt the Academy's rite of passage, living with only a utility knife in a dangerous wilderness area on Orsis for a week. Melch went to Dathomir and told Talzin, leader of the Nightsisters, about Maul, a Night brother that got away. She identified the markings on Maul and knew who his mother was. Maul's mother is Kachina? Don't know how to say that one. Not even a guess. Who Talzin had locked up. Talzin with 4 other Nightsisters captured Maul while he was out on the 1-week survival challenge. Melch had informed Osika Kursky, an army commander from Ratatak. Kursky had come with some of his best troops to capture the few Nightsisters that had left Dathomir, as this is a rare event. Kursky's soldiers killed one of the Nightsisters, letting Talzin, Maul, and the other Nightsisters escape. Maul thinks Talzin is an agent sent by Sidious to test him. Talzin, Maul, and the Nightsisters had made it out of the docking bay, but not back to the Nightsisters' ship, before getting in another firefight with Kursky's men. Trezza and Sidious were at Maul's last known location. Neither of them could come up with a reason Maul would be gone. Trezza had a group searching for Maul. Sidious told Trezza to stop the search. Sidious is going to locate Maul on his own. Talzin, Maul, and the Nightsisters were away from Kursky's men again. Maul was still convinced that Talzin had been sent by Sidious to test him. Sidious had killed Kursky's men waiting by Talzin's ship. He was waiting for their arrival. Sidious said he had put the body of the fallen Nightsister in the ship and they could return to Dathomir, but Maul will stay with him. They could feel Sidious's presence in the dark side and listened to his arrangement. Talzin touched Maul's open wound, taking some of his blood, so she could always know of his location. After the Nightsisters left, Sidious ordered Maul to kill all that were at Trezza's training academy. There were around 500 people there, including trainees and trainers. Maul said he would miss Trezza, Darlene, and Kalindi the most. Sidious had forbidden the use of a lightsaber, but Maul was allowed to utilize the Force. We move on to the second short story for this video, The Monster by Daniel Wallace. It takes place in 36 BBY, 3 years after Restraint. I found it in Star Wars Gamer number 2. A sea monster on Naboo escaped OP fish, attacking it by leaping out of the water and onto a beach, accidentally moving sand and exposing a layer under the beach. Panaka and Bialy chased and captured a Gungan through a perfumery on Naboo. Panaka and Bialy were bringing the Gungan back to Theed. The Gungan said what they are doing to the planet is very bad. Lieutenant Panaka was developing a prototype for a grapple attachment to his pistol. A guest from Coruscant was on Naboo. Captain Magenta asked for Panaka to come meet in her office. Sate Pestage is the visitor from Coruscant. With permission from Senator Palpatine, Pestage will take the Gungan, Croak Modbomb, into his custody and off-planet. Panaka is being sent to redirect traffic while a crew cleans up the sea monster's carcass. Someone drove through the traffic stop. Panaka followed after the vehicle. The driver had gone into a tunnel right by where the sea monster lay beached. Panaka was captured by the driver in the cave. Veer Mok. Panaka and Veer Mok were investigating a tunnel. They found a room protected by a turret. The sea monster just above the tunnel dug its claws into the sand, knocking Panaka down a pit. In the pit, Panaka found 8 dead bodies, 4 human and 4 Gungan. Panaka used his grappling hook attachment to get himself out of the pit. As Veer Mok was running away, he was shot and killed by Sate. Panaka wanted there to be an investigation and Sate to be arrested. Magenta said it was all being taken care of and dismissed most of what Panaka had said. There is seemingly a large cover-up going on Naboo. The third and final short story for today's video is The Cyrock's Redemption by Joe Schreiber. This one takes place in 36 BBY, which is the same year as The Monster. I found it in Star Wars Insider number 146. A smuggler named Zero is in the prison Hive 7. The Hive is run by Warden Siddiqui Bleer. She runs a gladiatorial fighting ring with the prisoners, which is one of the most lucrative gambling businesses in the galaxy. Zero is chatting with another inmate, Nagma. Vass Nailhead, leader of a gang in the prison Bone Kings, killed another inmate, Skagway, and threatened Nagma. Zero told Vass to leave him alone, protecting his clientele. Nagma has been infected by a Cyrox, which is a worm from his home planet. He wanted garlic as it is supposed to help rid the infected of the Cyrox. Now this isn't a normal worm, it's a really big worm. And I guess it feeds off blood or something like that, so it was just growing inside of him. Alarm bells went off in the prison, signaling a lockdown of prisoners so 2 fighters could be chosen to fight. None of the characters we were introduced to were chosen. A guard, Voistock, brought Zero to Nagma, who was lying on the floor, and the worm began crawling out of his mouth. Zero stomped on the head of the worm, killing it. They both returned to their respective cells. 2 weeks later, Nagma was chosen for the fighting arena and killed by his opponent. That wraps up our 3 short stories for today's video. I thought Restraint was cool because it showed some background on Maul and his younger self and part of his training. And it shows a little into the character of Palpatine, which, I mean, no one's really doubting, but hey, gives a little extra details there. I really liked The Monster because we got to have a look at Naboo and a pre-Queen Amidala Naboo, which is cool. We get to see a little bit of interaction between the Gungans and the humans there, and Panaka. Little background on him. I always like getting backgrounds of people from the movies. The Cyrock's Redemption, you know, I don't really see this having a big play in the overall Star Wars universe, but it was a cool story. I wish there was more on this. Well, I guess I don't know if there is or not, but Hive 7 would be a cool prison to look into a little more in the Star Wars universe. But that is all I have for today, so thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.